believe in yourself, and then in return, you will believe in your team. Be a smart football player. Let's find a way. Here we go.
Deep down the near side pass is caught by James Washington. Another deep ball. James Washington, touchdown, Cowboys. The Oklahoma State defense balling out today in Stillwater.
America, if you haven't heard of James Washington, you've surely heard of him now.
Boy, did it. No!
A very exciting Saturday in Stillwater as Oklahoma State takes down TCU and the Cowboys surge in the national rankings. Welcome to the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Oklahoma State against TCU scored 49 points on 53 offensive plays. Have you ever been a part of a game like that? So many points, not that many snaps.
That's a very unusual game. We were able to score on just that many plays, and then TCU had twice as many plays, and our defense played very well. So it was an unusual statistic game.
Coming up, we look at the highlights of the Cowboys' victory over the Horned Frogs after these messages. We're back on the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy as we look at the highlights of the first half. And one thing that jumped out, what a great crowd. Sellout crowd.
It was tremendous. I had mentioned that on the post-game radio. They were loud. They were into the game. And perfect day for football. And I was really, really proud of the Oklahoma State people. Paddle people were awesome. The first series, we came right out, and our defense was in the attack mode. And we got a stop there, and they went into actually the first down, then they went into an outcut, and Burton stepped up and kind of set the tone there with the interception right off the bat. And then Mason comes out and hooks up with Washington here, catches him in really what would be man coverage. It's a kind of a quarters concept, but man coverage on him, and put the ball up and over the top, and he went and got it. The ball's thrown right on the money. And so we were able to jump out there early and get the crowd into the game.
7-0 Pokes at that point. Don't forget that sight. There's more of that coming.
And right after that, we went in with the formation in the boundary, and Mason found Austin on the little end cut. We went right back to a run fake and ran by the corner again. James took off, sold it, and then did a good job laying the ball up. Gave him a chance to run underneath it and score a touchdown.
When's the last time you can remember being so aggressive throwing deep in a game?
Not in a long time. We had a number of deep throws in this game, and we felt like at any time we could get into a shootout, and so we wanted to have enough bullets there in case that happened. Back at it again. They threw the quick ball there to 9. Obviously, he's a really good player, and Peterson comes up and makes a good stop. Then they turned the ball over.
Well, almost. Take a look at this, Coach.
They called him down. Yeah, this is the one where we thought we had it down there, but then we came back and got the stop, and JW came in with his package for the game, and nice play action pass there, stepped up, avoided the rush, and hit Veach. Came back with outside zone play to Carson, and picked up a good 11 yards. Got down inside the 30 and went back to a different package, and Mason did a good job of dumping the ball off out there in the flat with the strong safety who fired. He pressured us in that play, and which voided that area, and came right back and ran a very similar play for the most part, putting a receiver running back type out there in space where we made them vulnerable at the safety position.
And that's something you've sort of added in as the season's gone along, that particular play, haven't you?
Well, that and really for this game, we've done it a few times, but we felt like we had something in this game there. So then back at it and chasing Boykin again, and the big man got him down. Did a great job there. 96 is really coming along. Was that 96, wasn't it?
Actually, it's Drill Owens.
Was that Owens? Okay. That was a good play by him, and then forced him to throw the ball out in the flat. And Mike Tavius and 31 Flowers come up, make a nice tackle. And then they went for it there and had a good play on the edge by Michael. Got the ball back on offense and went right back to the air. We caught him in a motion to receiver in, which changed coverage. And then crisscrossed the receivers after that, and Mason did a really good job of seeing the safety here, 26, right there, and he went out, and so opened it up and put the ball in the money, got another big play. So we had a lot of excitement going on there. They came in, they went for it there on a 3rd and short, and they were lined up illegal. The lineman was off the ball, so we were able to hold it again. Back at it in the air again. Mason hits 84 on the end cut. Another play pass came back off of, we're in our fast scheme, turbo scheme now. Throwing the curl route to 44, I think that was Seaton. And Signer was tremendous punting. Here we are on the 1 yard line. I think he was the 1, 5, and the 10 maybe twice, I'm not sure, but his target punting was tremendous. A huge factor in this game.
He's had 4 down inside the 5 the last 4 games, matter of fact.
And they're throwing the ball out in the flat again. That's what they do. They get you in space. Nice tackle there by Burton. Knocked down a pass there. We're getting pressure again. Coming off the edge is the big guy, Ogball. Got a lot of pressures on him. Got to him a few times, but was in his face and around him a number of times. We knew that their offense is very explosive. I felt like if we scored 2 more touchdowns, it would be difficult for them to catch us. Not that they couldn't, but just with the clock and how the game should go, that I thought we needed to score 2 more touchdowns.
Stay with us. Second half highlights on the way. Back on the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Let's just jump right ahead into the second half highlights of the Cowboys' victory over TCU.
Yeah, Chad Whitener here makes a really good play. This is a scheme that they've used considerably during the season, and he drops back right in the zone there where he's thrown that ball to them and jumps up and makes a great catch. And he's very athletic, as you can tell. Almost scored. I'm not real fired up about him reaching the ball out like that. We talk about that, but it was a great play, and then we're able to bring JW in his package and punch it in from the 1 yard line. So it was a great start for us.
Yeah, and you've got the lead where you wanted it.
Yeah, now we're up to 35-9, I think.
That's right.
And so even though it's really early in the game, you get in a situation where you start actually thinking about the clock. I think they may have scored, and then Mason's back to the air again. With James Washington, goes up, takes the ball away, and stays on his feet, makes a big-time play there, and scores, and kind of give us another lift there. Certainly got the crowd back into the game, if they were ever out of it at any time. Good job there by Flowers. He read the quick throw. It's another play that they run a lot, and they were very well coached and programmed for this game, and it paid off for us. Getting more pressure, we're moving him here, and even though that we didn't get the sack, but what happens is he wasn't able to set his feet and just sit and look.
Right.
And we kept him on the move. I think that's Jarrell Owens again there, making a play. Really good job by Peterson there, fighting through it and making a tackle. Burton was coming inside out. This is where they get down inside the 5 at 1st and goal, I think, on the 4. And then they tried a little trick play here, and our guys corralled them up, and we stopped them at the 1. And then the 3rd and goal, they tried to run it in, and we had another big stop. Really good defense there.
Needed a review to get it right, but they got it right.
Yeah, and great job by Eric. And then I think that's Stearns. So you've got those guys making a play because you never know. And then here you go on 4th down, and Peterson and Brailford and Chad, and I think 97 was inside pushing. Everybody had their gap and knocked them back and just played with great effort. I mean, a huge play right there. There's 10 is in there. Those guys all had their gap, and then Peterson makes the great play and pulls him down.
That was probably the play that may have been going a long way to closing it, but at the end of the game, Chad Whitener
no question
closes off his great day.
Yeah, stopping that attempt on 4th down changed the way that we were able to call the game from that point forward, and then kind of put them in a little bit of a desperation mode. And Chad was able to get the interception score, and it's a great day right there for the fans and the students and the players. That's what it's all about, and it's a lot of fun for them. And something they'll always remember.
And Whitener is one of 3 Oklahoma State players to be recognized as Big 12 Player of the Week. You swept the awards. First time that's happened since OSU did it in '97. Mason Rudolph, Offensive Player of the Week. Chad Whitener, Defensive Player of the Week. And Zach Sinor is the Special Teams Player of the Week. That's pretty unique.
Well, that's great for our team, great for our coaching staff, and all the work that we put in. So, as fun as that was, now we got to get moving to the next one and get the guys ready to roll this week.
Still to come, a unique conversation with J.W. Walsh. Allison Gappa has this story coming up. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup. J.W. Walsh is a player whose energy has become infectious with the Oklahoma State football team. But he has a love for the sport that may be almost unparalleled in college football. Here's Allison Gappa with a unique conversation with J.W. Walsh, the Cowboy quarterback.
It was after the Texas Tech game, and Mike Gundy said to a couple reporters that you've been running the zone read practically since out of the womb. You've been reading defensive ends since kindergarten. So what we've got here is a how do you feel about decisions? And this was JW in 4th grade. Do you remember this? Do you remember filling this out?
I remember doing this, yes.
So what we're gonna do is I'm going to start the sentence and then you are going to read off like what you wrote. First one is whenever I have to make a decision, I feel.
I think it says like I'm the best football player in the world and at the same time not, I don't know what, maybe, my handwriting wasn't very good in 4th grade apparently. Not a good basketball player, maybe? I don't know what that says.
Not a good football player?
Or maybe
Would
not
you
a
say
good
that
football
about
player.
yourself?
I have no idea. Wow.
So, second question. The kinds of decisions that are hardest for me are?
When I have to choose which way to run the veer.
The kinds of decisions that are easiest for me are?
When I can throw the football down the field and complete the pass.
Number 4, I disagree with my parents over decisions concerning.
Football.
Number 5, when I make the wrong decision, I feel.
Horrible about throwing an interception.
Does it feel any better, even at the
all the
same time?
same.
Number 6, when I make a good decision, I feel.
Awesome about throwing a pass for a touchdown.
How do you feel now when you throw?
That's a pretty good feeling.
Still awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. I hate it when I make a decision and.
The next time on the field, I throw another interception.
Number 11, an important decision I made was.
Either run the ball or pass it.
That is an important one.
It is.
The hard thing about making decisions is.
Which way to throw the ball.
Number 14, what is the worst decision you ever made?
When I threw an interception.
And then at the top, 4th grade teacher of J.W. Walsh. J.W., there's more to life than just football. Smiley face.
Little did she know.
Little did she know that we'd be sitting here
Yep.
going over this worksheet now. Kind of going back to like just how all of this rings true and looking back on it.
I mean, it's funny, but it's pretty cool at the same time to, when you're a little kid and, you just dream about playing football your whole life. And it's, you kind of made your dream come true for your 4th grade self. You look back in at 4th grade, you're sitting there answering these questions, thinking, all right, I'm going to go play college football. And then you're sitting here now, and it's my last year of college football, so it's kind of cool to look back on it to think that, I've accomplished a lot of things that I've wanted to. I've been around football my whole life, and I just can't imagine doing anything else, being around anything else. There's nothing better in the world than football, and it's one of the biggest parts of my life for sure.
What would you tell this 4th grade J.W. Walsh right now?
I just tell him we made our dream come true.
Coach J.W. Walsh, a young man obviously who's battled injury at Oklahoma State, but he absolutely loves this sport.
He's been such a joy to be around, and some people just find their dream and their love early in their life, and he's known it ever since he's been a little kid, and he's destined to be a coach. He was raised by a coach. He's been tremendously successful, and he's enjoyed the game, plays it the right way. He's touching all the bases, and from day one, that's what he's wanted to do, and I can't imagine he won't be really good at it for the rest of his life.
Stay with us. Coach Gundy and I preview the game with Iowa State after these messages. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. And next up is your last road game of the year at Iowa State. What are your thoughts?
Well, they're playing as good now as they have in a number of years. Coach Rhodes does a really good job with them. Defensively, in the last few weeks, they haven't given up very many points. So we'll have to be prepared. They could very well be the best run-blocking, running team in our league. Their offensive line plays really well. They cover guys up, they move them out of there. Their backs are running hard. Very effective. So an important week of practice for us. Players really need to stay focused. We need to have a good workout every day and travel up there and have some fun and play on Saturday.
Being somewhat under the radar to now being a team that gets a lot of attention.
It is different because we were able to talk to them about just play your game. You're going to get to play enough teams to where if you take care of your business each week, eventually things will happen for you. We're on the other side now. And so we've told them that people now are going to tell you how good you are and that we missed on you. But none of that factors in the game either. Ultimately, you get to play each Saturday, and that's what we've said each week. And so we need to play this Saturday up at Iowa State.
For head coach Mike Gundy and Allison Gappa and our entire crew, I'm Dave Hunziker. We'll see you next time on the Cowboy Football Roundup.